Is that focusing? Okay. So, I am gonna film, I have been filming this video with my full camera, the whole video, because usually I film with my cell phone a little bit, but I'm gonna try filming with this one this time. So, once a year, Vancouver, 3 times a year, Vancouver has this big fireworks festival. It's called the Honda Celebration of Light, something like that. And there's 3 days in the end of July, and they just do a huge fireworks thing out in the bay. They do it off a big boat. The city goes crazy. I gotta sit here till midnight. I'm getting a little chilly. I think I'm gonna go grab a jacket. Let's go grab a jacket. Walkie-talkie. Here, look. You can see all the paddle boarders going out. All launching off the mountain. Hello. It's the biggest night, 3 nights of the year in Vancouver, and everybody comes, like everybody. Like, it's huge. Everybody's walking along the seawall towards the beach. Unfortunately, I will not be able to see the fireworks. They're behind those buildings over there. But I'm working tonight. I'm working at the marina. I get the privilege of sitting here till midnight, just patrolling and making sure no knuckleheads sneak in on their motorboats, you know? I love it. It's really peaceful here. It's really peaceful here. It's really nice. Because I usually clock out of here, you know, in the late afternoon. But I've really enjoyed being here during the night. It kind of reminds me of, there's this website that I found the other day, and I was looking for an old computer game that I used to play when I was a kid. It was on, for you guys who used to watch YTV, someone took all of the old media and computer games and everything and put it on this website. It's called like Archive something, and the one game specifically was called, what was it called? It Came from the Deep End, and it was just this little kid on a floaty, and you had to like move him around. He had to get from like one dock to the other dock. And I don't know, that just reminded me. It just reminded me from being on the docks at night. Just like, oh, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh. Look how pretty this is. Wow. I was sitting there, and a dude comes by on his electric scooter, you know, like the kind you stand on, that you zip around on. And I said, oh, could you please walk that? And he goes, nope. And he points to the front of it, and there's a handicap sticker on it. On a stand, like, y'all ever seen a handicap sticker on a scooter, like a stand-up scooter? Sorry. Should I turn on the lights in here? Ew. Yeah, I don't want to turn the lights on in the office right now, because it's just going to turn this into a big fish bowl with all the people walking by. It's just going to like light up the whole office. So I'm going to eat my dinner in the dark which consists of a bit of cold spaghetti and 2 pieces of cold chicken. Show you guys around a little bit now that things have calmed down, like everyone's gone to see the fireworks. So I'm just gonna walk to the end of one of these slips and show you what's on the bay tonight. Okay. It's very peaceful here. Alright, so that is Science World down there. Very famous Vancouver landmark. Ooh, my camera does not do good with low light. Not at all. It's the ferry dock. I think the ferries are done until after the fireworks. So today started off a huge thing I checked off my bucket list. So my window faces it's not the Georgia Strait, but just like the bay that goes around Vancouver, so I face the water. And I have always wanted to see a whale. A big ask. Definitely. But this camera that I use, it zooms a little bit. It's not a huge zoom lens, but I've been wanting to see a whale outside my window, and I said, I ain't leaving this school, right? I ain't leaving this room until I see a whale. With my camera, of course, because they're swimming around in there all the time. I mean, I have known a couple people say they've gone down to the beach there and they've seen the whale, so I was like, dang, I want to see one out my window. So I look out my window this morning, and one of the whale watching boats, it's a big yellow one, I applied to work for them one summer, they were parked. Not parked, but the boat had stopped and it was sitting there, and I'm like, they don't usually stop there. So I pull out my camera and I zoom in to look, and I think I saw like a dorsal fin coming in and out of the water, because if it was any other whale, I think it was a killer whale. If it was any other whale, I think it would have just been a big blob, right? Just floating around in the water. But I was seeing like a fin come in and out of the water, so I think it was a killer whale, because killer whales aren't whales, they're dolphins. So I think it may have been a killer whale, which is, oh fuck me, there's an old woman sitting in my spot. Guys, what do I do? What do I do? That's nice. I'll come. Ain't nobody getting in here on my watch. Okay, so, ooh, look at the pretty buildings over there. Anywho, so I was watching that for a bit. Really cool. The pictures that I got. That's what I thought it would look like. No. No, this is what I got, right? See that little white dot? That's it, right? That's it. Here's another one. Nothing short of magical. Now I got 2 hours left here. I brought my iPad. I think I'm gonna watch maybe a bit of a movie.
He told her when the marriage was arranged. They had no secrets from each other, no.
You know, it's so weird. I can't really hear the fireworks tonight. The other 2 nights, I could hear them. The thing with fireworks festivals, they do 3 different countries. It's like Malaysia and Philippines and Mexico. I don't know. So who's ever doing it tonight, it ain't banging. Hey, maybe it's pretty. I don't know. I ain't there. I was there. I wasn't there. I've never been. It's chaos. So it's like there's a million people. Everybody's on the beach. Everybody's on their boats. And then as soon as it ends, Vancouver's surrounded by water, of course. So it's just hell for everybody to get out of the city. And even the boats. Like, again, the last hour of me sitting here, it's just there's a lot of people coming back in, and it's just making sure nobody comes in here and stirs up any shit. But no, I did get to watch the fireworks last year. There's a spot on campus, there's a stairwell in one of the buildings where the windows overlook the city, and it's one of the only buildings that you can actually see it from. And it's not even my building, but I went to the top of the stairwell and I watched them, and it was really cool to be able to sit there and watch them from that far away. Also, the Olympic opening ceremonies happened yesterday. I don't know why. I just like watching the Olympics and like the opening ceremonies and stuff. I eat it up. I fucking love it. And I've been waiting for the Paris ones for the last couple years. I've been following their TikTok. Who's ever been running their TikTok? They're freaking hilarious. But just like all the boats going down the river with all the countries and stuff, and just, it was really cool. I haven't watched it in full yet, but I did watch bits and pieces of it when I was working yesterday. And at the very end of it all, they were saying how the Celine Dion was in Paris, and they were thinking she was going to perform. The whole entire time, if you were watching the CBC streaming of it, they kept zooming in. They're like, "Is she over here? Is she over there? Where's Celine?" And it was hilarious because at the very end, right when they lit the cauldron, they zoom in on the Eiffel Tower. She is on the Eiffel Tower singing. Like, it's so funny. But like, good for her. Like, oh my gosh. She's been off for what, a year and a half, 2 years now with the stiff person syndrome diagnosis. And that one interview of her saying, "Oh, I'll sing again. Oh, I'll sing again." Cut to her, top of the Eiffel Tower, singing above the city. Like, it was emotional. The way she looks over the city right here, oh my gosh.